Greetings from our channel again for fans of the hit television program Roseanne. The name Sara Gilbert conjures up a wave of nostalgia. Sara has experienced and conquered many personal challenges since her days as Darlene Conner, all of which have surely influenced who she is today. Dealing with concerns of identity, relationships, and notoriety has not been easy for her. Her story is filled with the complex realities of beauty, frailty, and strength. On January 29, 1975, Sara Gilbert, real name Sarah Rebecca Abeles, was born in bright Santa Monica, California. Her parents are Barbara Cowan and Harold Abeles, both of whom are Jewish. Her maternal grandfather was the famous Harry Crane, the man behind the Honeymooners, and Julia Crane was a ballerina who was formerly known as Miss Brooklyn. In 1984, following her first spouse Paul, she adopted her mother's maiden name, Gilbert. Sara's family is well represented in Hollywood. Her older half-brother is named Joseph, whereas her older half-sister is Patrice. Two older adopted siblings, Melissa and Jonathan Gilbert, lived in a modest home on the Prairie Stars. Her mother, Barbara, who had previously married her father Paul, adopted Jonathan and Melissa while she was married to actor Jonathan. Paul passed away in 1975 due to a brain hemorrhage. Shortly after Paul's passing, her parents Harold and Barbara filed for a dissolution of their marriage. In 1984, Sara changed her last name from Abeles to Gilbert in order to pursue her dream of becoming an actress. Her mother, Barbara Crane, was a longtime producer and talent manager in the entertainment business. As a bright and active child, Sara wanted to be like her older half-siblings since she was a competitive person. Since she witnessed her siblings' incredible possessions during the filming of Little House on the Prairie, she had aspired to become an actress. After making appearances in television movies and even a Kool-Aid commercial, she rose to fame at the young age of 13. She portrayed the clever middle child, Darlene Conner, on Roseanne. The program followed Darlene's transformation from a creative and politically engaged preteen to a politically engaged teenager. During the 9 years that the show ran from 1988 to 1997, Sara was a regular cast member. She was so important to the system as a whole that she even wrote the narrative for an episode in the 4th season called Don't Make Me Over. Her insightful comments on Roseanne forced the producers to make some significant changes to the show's plot and timetable. In addition to filming Darlene's scenes in New York rather than Hollywood, she was able to pursue her studies at Yale while still performing on the show. Because of her funny and accurate depiction of her character's adolescent life, she received 3 Young Artist Awards between 1991 and 1993 and was nominated for 2 Emmys for Best Supporting Actress in 1993 and 1994. Sara wasn't just confined to television. She also succeeded in breaking into the movie business, co-starring with Drew Barrymore in 2 films. Their 1992 collaboration was Poison Ivy, and their 2001 reunion was Riding in Cars with Boys. She also had an appearance in Light It Up in 1999. Her father was having financial difficulties, although she had been experiencing great success. He was a prosperous lawyer before he reached his lowest point. This was because of his divorce from her mother in 1983. In the beginning, Sara helped him out when he needed money before the demand began. Their relationship was already fragile. I was 18 or 19 years old and making more money than any teenager should have been making at that time, she recalled. His role as her father was all she wanted. She decided to cut off her financial support to her father after a while, but she eventually understood how tough it must have been for him to even ask. It is best to give to those you care about, especially your family. After Harold fell unwell in his latter years, Sara took over as his main caretaker and remained so until he passed away. After turning him down for financial aid when he really needed it, she made an effort to make amends. Sara kept making waves in Hollywood when Roseanne ended, landing supporting roles in films including $30, also known as $30, and High Fidelity as part of the Boy Life feature. She even attempted directing, developing her 1998 short film Persona non grata during the 200 Williamstown Theater Festival in Massachusetts. She made her stage debut in a production of Hotel Baltimore. Among Sara's television appearances are 24, The Simpsons, Will and Grace, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, and Private Practice. Sara resumed her television career in 2004 after finishing school. She was a regular on the hit hospital drama ER for many seasons, playing the character of sassy medical student Jane Feigler through seasons 11 and 13, making guest appearances. She also appeared on the WB network comedy Twins in 2005. However, the gig didn't last long because the show was canceled after only one season due to a network merger. As Fern Welsh, she made occasional appearances on the CBS comedy The Class. The Big Bang Theory featured her as Leslie Winkle from 2007 to 2010 as Leonard Hofstadter's intelligent sidekick, played by Johnny Galecki. Collaborating with Galecki was nothing new for her. He played the role of her on-screen romantic interest in Roseanne, her debut television series. It just so happened that they were now being considered for a romantic role on The Big Bang Theory. Thanks to Sara's hard work and commitment, her role on The Big Bang Theory was strengthened in Season 2. She had transformed into the romantic interest of Howard Wolowitz's character up until 2009. This went on until the show's writers began to struggle to incorporate her into the plot. Around this time, Sara's standing moved from that of a regular cast member to that of an occasional guest star. Bernadette Rostenkowski and Amy Farrah Fowler became more prominent, and her character Leslie Winkle was pushed to the background. The fact that she was free to concentrate on other endeavors, such as becoming the show's co-host and creative force, was a fortunate turn of events. A hit podcast premiered on October 18, 2010. Celebrations were abruptly short, with controversy arising over false information. After serving as a co-host, drama escalated so much that ABC decided to cancel the program. Subsequently, she returned to television. Meanwhile, discussions about the show's online presence and network involvement were already underway. There was a lot of speculation for some time, with everyone wondering about the show's future. The controversy set the decision to halt production under serious scrutiny by network executives. Should Dan Conner's participation in the program be discontinued? Nevertheless, ABC wasted no time in transforming the Roseanne scandal into a fresh opportunity. Following the show's cancellation, they officially announced the spin-off series The Conners on June 21, 2018. With the exception of a handful of characters, this program would include the same beloved Roseanne cast. Sara served as both an executive producer and an actress in the series, which debuted in October 2018. By combining Sara's TV company with Warner Entertainment, she and Tom Werner, a seasoned producer, formed the formidable Sara plus Tom in 2019. They worked together professionally for 30 years. Sara had to leave her position as co-host of The Talk after 9 seasons due to the debut of this cooperation, which was a byproduct of their successful connection with the Conners. Upon the start of Season 10 in the fall, Marie Osmond took her spot on the CBS daytime talk show. Sara served as an executive producer for both The Conners and a new Pittsburgh-based show called The Precipice, produced by Sony Pictures Television and Amazon Studios. This 8-part series aired for 30 minutes per episode. Beyond her work on TV, the multi-talented Sara had a busy creative life. She sought satisfaction in her personal connections in addition to her professional endeavors. While she was a teenager, she had a love relationship with Johnny Galecki, who co-starred with her on Roseanne and later on The Big Bang Theory. During this time, she came to terms with the fact that she was bisexual. Coming clean to the public was a difficult process for her. She recalled mentioning that she had dated Johnny Galecki while she was younger. He played the role of my spouse and lover on Roseanne. Because he was so cute, I became completely smitten with him. When we started dating, he'd come to visit, and we'd kiss, but then I'd feel down, she admitted. Even after this came to light, she and Galecki maintained their friendship. Ollie Adler, a television producer, became Sara's girlfriend in 2001. They welcomed their first child, a daughter named Soya Jane, in August 2007, and their second child, a son named Levi Hank, in October 2004. Regrettably, she and Adler broke up. Even though Sara doesn't know why their relationship ended, she was sad to see it go. She had gone into profound philosophical contemplation after the breakup. The validity of marriage is being called into question, she said. Although I have never tied the knot, I did have a committed relationship. I'm finding it difficult because our relationship has ended. How do these couples manage to keep going strong into their 70s? In what ways is it prolonged? My hope is that I can also believe in it for a long time, Sara remained covert about her sexuality since she avoided talking about it in public. When July 2010 rolled around, she made a huge move just before her chat show The Talk premiered. She came out as a lesbian. Following the unexpected revelation, Sara expressed her fear of being publicly exposed about her sexuality, either in general or on the show. "I put on an appearance of self-assurance or make light of the situation, but deep down, I can't help but think, what is this doing to my career?" Coming to terms with her sexuality had been a challenging road for Sara. The actress's former lover and Roseanne co-star, Johnny Galecki, was essential in helping her accept herself when she was younger and less outspoken about her identity. Sara had buried this aspect of her personality for a long time because she was worried it would hurt her acting career. The unfaltering love and acceptance from her ex-boyfriend Galecki made it possible for her to come to terms with her sexuality. Sara, who was very emotional, related how Johnny had been there for her throughout her ordeal. "When I needed him, he was there for me more than a straight male co-star would have been. My joy and gratitude for my life and who I am. Her genuine feelings," she said. She went on to say, "For example, I kept telling myself, oh my, now I have to tell everyone long after I got engaged." A heartwarming moment was also revealed when she mentioned that she had warned Galecki about talking about this on The Talk. As a token of his undying love and support, he even offered to be on the show and hold her hand as she did it. These two are obviously very supportive of one another, frequently posting sweet nostalgic images on many social media platforms. Their friendship shines through in every photo, whether it's a promotional still from Roseanne's first season or a contemporary selfie. Sara Gilbert has a genuine heart, and her posts like this one have likely prevented her from going completely bonkers in this crazy town of ours. "Hey there, Soap. I adore you." Their souls are clearly intertwined. Although the romance between Johnny and Sara as teenagers was brief, their friendship, which has lasted for decades, is truly admirable. In 2018, Sara gave the finest account of their friendship when she talked about how they were together off-screen as well as on. "We simply have an undeniable chemistry. Even though Sara and Adler's breakup was mutual, it was still painful. Sara and Linda became soulmates after their relationship deepened." While other hosts had their spouses included in The Talk, Sara made an effort to keep her personal life private. "Seeing relationships so pervasively in the public, I clearly explained her reasoning. She didn't feel the need to share this information." In 2014, however, after her relationship was announced publicly, she was more open about her personal life. "I didn't feel comfortable sharing through a press release. It came across as impersonal. I prefer to come in person and discuss all that stuff with you," she said. Her statement, after leaving The Talk, further emphasized her desire for privacy. "I found myself unable to dedicate the time I wanted to my 3 children or to prioritize self-care." Although she no longer had to discuss her personal life on a public platform, Sara acknowledged that appearing on a talk show could sometimes be challenging. "I want to let go of the notion that I use my appearance on the show as a way to challenge my spiritual and intellectual limits. I do feel that was my objective." Her approach to sharing personal details reflects her respect for personal boundaries, demonstrating that people should have control over their own narratives, especially in an era where celebrities' lives are constantly scrutinized. Not only did Sara crave solitude, but her body also started showing the effects of the demanding professional responsibilities she had taken on for so long. After the birth of her 3rd child, she completely stopped exercising. Both physically and mentally exhausted from her rigorous routine, she realized something had to change. "I wanted to integrate exercise into my regimen to regain both the physical and emotional benefits," she explained. On rare occasions, she even found time for a full hour of yoga. These deliberate efforts helped both her body and mind, allowing her to rediscover the power of consistent self-care. Even dedicating just 15 minutes a day made a noticeable impact. However, Sara and Perry eventually decided to separate. 5 years after their marriage, Sara filed for legal separation from Linda, citing irreconcilable differences. She listed August 13, 2019, as their official date of separation. Their divorce was finalized on December 27, 2019. At the 2020 Art of Elysium Gala at the Hollywood Palladium in January, Linda reflected on her connection with Sara. She offered some advice. Take life as it comes and don't sweat the small stuff. Along with Sara, I am still experiencing an amazing journey. Her presence touches my heart. Her beauty is irresistible. Despite their separation, the couple formally finalized their divorce on October 15th, 2021, 2 years after they split. They were granted joint legal custody of their son and agreed to co-parent. During this time, Sara focused entirely on her work. Fortunately for her, The Conners was airing again, providing her with a welcome distraction. However, she did acknowledge her emotional struggles, revealing that she underwent 3 months of treatment and received help through ketamine therapy. I was able to flush it all out. Every emotion I had, every tear I shed, it's all gone, Sara reflected. Her goal is to live an authentic life. We often say things get better, and they do, but I think it's important for people to know that they're not alone if they struggle with it. Healing is more like a process than a quick fix. Sara's candor about her journey reveals the depth of her personal transformation.